gentlemen of the Reptile Pod, I'm Galen Tom and welcome to the Python Pit. As they always say about me, I'm a dollar too short and 5 minutes late. So first off, Merry belated Christmas and Happy belated New Year. This is definitely almost in February when I'm doing this. I think it's pretty much 3 days from the end of the month. So sorry. So first off, I want to give all the shout outs that I've been lacking on. First and foremost, Reptile Jones, hey, thank you very much. I know you were giving these away, and you did mention that another vlogger wore this on his latest video. Since my latest video, since receiving this, is now, I am wearing it. I'm very grateful. Also, another shout out to all the new subscribers I've been receiving in the recent month. I'm almost at 100. I believe I'm at 89, 90 right now. So I really appreciate you guys subscribing, liking, commenting positively on my channel. And a final shout out to Brian Barczyk. I saw his recent video on anti-bullying, and he's been getting a lot of flack from the reptile community, haters, posers, trolls at large. And I think we all go through a lot of this stuff, but he definitely has some background in real negative impact in his life. I don't want to go into too much detail. You can watch his channel and see that. It kind of moved me in a way when he was talking about cyberbullying, where it's really stressing him out. And I understand that. Me, I stand up to bullies. Even if I get my ass kicked, I'll still stand up to them. And some people may know me out there, so as I told Brian, you could either be have notoriety or be infamous in whatever you do. There's always going to be people who like it and hate it, and there's going to be people out there that they just get nothing but joy in getting a negative rise out of you. And a lot of the narcissistic know-it-all attitude where people think that they're right in this hobby, whatever it may be, whether it's from what temperatures do you keep your snakes and terrariums to what's the proper way of handling snakes. And there's just so much, a plethora of things that could be debated about. But I understand where he's coming from, and it is true. There's a lot of people that are just being jerks about their comments and not being respectful in a way. We could always have a debate. I always like having a debate of people, but definitely, one, bring up your credibility in what you're telling me, because I know I am. I'm not an expert by any means. So I depend on a lot of people that have experience and many years in this hobby, as well as I seek out herpetologists, actual vets that major in herpetology, to give me guidance. I just want to give a shout out to him. I sent him a couple of messages. I don't know the guy personally, but I have had some in or out of I purchased a snake from him, sent him some of my artwork, and he showed appreciation on his channel for it. So while I don't have a personal connection from the guy, I do feel for the guy what he's going through. So on with the show. 2017, everybody did a year in review. Well, most people did. You could always see the past videos if you'd like, but I had a pretty stellar year from starting this vlog, I guess you would call it, posting on YouTube, and seeing how definitely in a year I grew on my video editing and presentation and everything else. So 2018, a brand new year, 20 some odd days late for me. So what are my goals? Everybody has to have goals, right? This hobby for me is a relaxation from my normal everyday life, especially work life. I work a lot of overtime. There's a lot of stuff that I have to. I work New Year's Day. I work today. Today's Sunday. I had to go in because there's power outage. So I had to bring all these UPSs for our network switches up. And I'm not even a network guy, but I know how to turn them on. So I'm the go-to guy when there needs to be things done after hours, on weekends, which I don't mind. I get OT, it's great. I didn't want to make this a business. I didn't want this to become another job. That was, in a way, a pitfall of my former hobby, which is fine art photography. I did a lot of work, and it somewhat took off. It took off in the demand of me, but not really my work. A lot of people admire my work, no doubt about it. But as far as sales and everything, and going out to art shows and all these other gatherings to promote and sell my art, I got a calendar kind of off the ground. I was really trying to get a book going. That fell through. The calendar started stagnating. I only did 2 years, and by the second year I was left with a lot of surplus. So, and I got a lot of surplus photos and what have you. And then I started getting approached about, hey, can you come and do like a workshop lecture for our club? Which, I'm not negatively saying anything about that. I really like it. I like people were there to see me and learn about my craft and basically take my experiences, my education, my methods, and kind of made it the flavor for themselves in doing their art, whimsical photography. But with all that said, it was really a demand, and the whole reason I got into photography, invested all this money in this equipment, was yes, to produce artwork, but I didn't want it to be a second job, and it started feeling like that. The obligations of making these art shows and appearances and everything. I wasn't famous by any means. I won a couple contests, some regional contests, some statewide. I was even an Adobe artist, some kind of contest they have yearly or what have you. I was a semi-finalist, and but it was just it just started falling downhill. It started declining, which it didn't feel fun anymore, and that was a problem for me. So with that said, I do want to do breeding. Now, I understand that it's a possibility, a strong possibility, that I'm not going to be able to do that this year. But what I can start doing is getting stock in, means I will be getting another snake or two, and there will be another unboxing. With that said, I've been talking to Garrett DeMar from Royal Constrictors Design. He's mostly my go-to breeder that I've purchased the majority of my snakes from, and learning about basically I told him I don't want to produce something that is flooded in the market, because I might have a problem trading or selling like I am now with some of the things I have. But I need to make it move. I can't handle, obviously, a lot of snakes here that are not selling, and I don't want to just give them away for free. Although if somebody would cherish it, I don't have a problem doing that, but it won't help the industry as a whole, or the business as a whole, community. And I also don't want to sell it for next to nothing, because that's not going to do anything good for the credibility of the community. They're going to look at me like, what's wrong with your snakes? Or I might be screwing over the business in general by undercutting people severely. So let's go through some of the stuff that I've been talking about, that I've been working on to expand this channel, expand my hobby in 2018. I've already taken some steps already, and also give you some updates of some of my, sometimes I want to call them specimens. Another goal I have in mind for 2018 is, again, to redesign the rack. Not a reptile room redesign, just to make things, it's believe me, it's better, it's more organized than it was, as you guys could go back to my old videos and see. But the top is storage. I probably need to go through that stuff. A lot of that stuff up there is just excess heat lamps that I'm not really using in lights, which I'm just about to put on Craigslist until somebody make me an offer that I could live with and then come and pick it up. I really need to do some stuff with making more room, because if I breed, I'm obviously going to have more clutches, and I'm going to need an incubator, and once they hatch, I'm going to need somewhere to put these new noodle hatchlings. Darth Abrix. He's the Super Cinnamon jerk. Now, he's a striky guy. If you remember the unboxing, he was really a little striker, scared my wife and us cupped him, and he was doing good. We were having an understanding. Then I had to change his water, and I always check underneath their hide to see if they have any doo-doo or whatever, which he just snapped and got me. Now, sometimes he gets like that, and I think he, this is a snake guy talking. I think he felt bad. Yeah, right. But no, he came out, he kept looking at me, and he kept flinching. I just cupped him so that way. But he did tag me a little bit. It felt like me bumping into a rose bush. But let's see how he is doing. He probably wanna. You ready to apologize? Huh? Probably like, hey, come on, let's be friends. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? So I was handling him on a daily basis, and it looks like maybe it was he's just an aggressor when it comes to his terrarium, cage aggressive. But you can see if he wanted to take a snap at my finger, he can. He's not. So I think he kind of learned his lesson. I might have just happened to get him on you know, get them by off guard. Like I said, my Purple Passion does it, and she did it today when I was cleaning her terrarium. She kind of struck, not at me, but just the scooper that I was using to scoop up her poop. And, you know, so he doesn't want to really hurt me. Huh, do you? Almost look like a white lip. Yeah, he's a little pain in the butt, but I'm working on him. So, yeah, he's small for the camera, dude. Not about to hit focus on this thing with him just right there. He's about to bite. So another goal for 2018 is to sell the ivory ball python and the pewter that I picked up for Black Friday, which I have yet to sell. So here's the larger of the males, which he's kind of cool there. He definitely got bigger. I remember seeing him in a store for a long time, so I'm not sure if this is meant to be. But he's still for sale. I got him down to 200 bucks and still haven't had any takers, so we'll see what happens. And I need to get these guys moved out before I get anything else in, unless I'm going to get a rack and keep these guys, which I still don't know what I would breed them to, and if I want to. And here's the runt. Hey guy, how you doing? He is definitely big. You can see he's not a noodle anymore. He's definitely got up there in size. I'm happy to say he's eating pretty frequently. I definitely buffed him up a little bit. And he's an inquisitive little guy. And with this girl, I actually have a hold on her, a non-deposit hold. And I just cleaned the cage. Where's this stuff coming from, girl? And she was a small one too, and she definitely buffed up and got a little bit bigger there. If the buyer does not come through, I might just opt on keeping this one. She's a shy little girl, just kind of cute. So thank you for watching. I hope that you guys continue watching me, liking, commenting, and if you have anything you would like to see me address or have any suggestions you think I should get into for 2018. I may not follow it, but I'm always open to suggestions. I might always think about something I haven't thought about getting into as far as additions to my hobby. One thing I want to start doing is, my kid's a real joker. I swear, she's either going to be an actress, a model, a ballerina, you name it. But one thing she is, she loves to ham it up for the camera. So one thing I want to do is have a segment, an ending segment called Annette Rocking Out. It's not trying to rip off Brian with his kids, but my kid, it was odd. When she was 1, she was rocking out to 5-finger death punch, and I posted it to my YouTube channel, which is what you guys could probably see if you look. It said Annette Rocking Out, and she's just moshing to it and falling on her butt because she was barely old enough to walk, let alone stand. And I believe Break.com, they bought the rights to it for $100. They said I could still use it for my channel, I just can't let anybody else use it. And they did a big Father's Day thing, so which was pretty cool. So she's prone to these type of things. She's a goofball. So maybe I'll start doing stuff like that just for comic relief. But here's Annette Rocking Out, and thank you. Like, subscribe, comment. Really appreciate all you guys, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully not too. Hopefully it won't be Easter by the time I post another one of these things. Thank you.